Edward and Bella walk down the aisle in twilight breaking dawn, and then the honeymoon. Robert Pattinson told me about getting sexy on camera with Kristen Stewart.
I think the more comfortable you are with each other, the harder it gets to do kind of any kind of really intense relationship scene, because you know what the other person's thinking the whole time, and it's sort of, whereas most of the time, you know, if you're doing a movie with doing a love scene or whatever, you barely know the person, and so you're kind of, all you're thinking about is like, I don't want to embarrass myself in front of this person, and so and each party is thinking about that. Whereas the more you know each other, you suddenly see what the other person's doing during the scene, and it becomes ridiculous after a while.
Making love in the bedroom, and then more romance in the ocean.
In the water was impossible. That was like, it was kind of, we misjudged the strength of the tide, and so it was absolutely one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do in my life. But it was nice. Luckily, we shot it in the Caribbean. It was the very last thing we shot, and the water was warm and stuff. But there were big waves, and we were standing on boxes tied down to the shore, and
it tried to look incredibly romantic.
Oh God, it was like absolutely impossible.
You know, in some ways, the concept of love in this movie is very out there, very fantasy, and in other ways, with the wedding and everything, it's very traditional. Now, where do you fall on that line between being old-fashioned romantic and, sort of modern-day rom?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I must be kind of old-fashioned, because everyone's always telling me that Edward's kind of old-fashioned, but I always see him as fairly normal. I mean, it's kind of, you know, he just knows what he wants, and, you know, if you're in love with someone and he just likes the idea of getting married to them, I mean, it's kind of, and I guess I kind of agree with that.
It's starving you by the hour. I'm the one who'll lose you.
You have to accept what is.
You've given me no choice!
He's quite modern as well. I mean, like, that's what was quite interesting about the baby aspect of it, because Edward's the traditionalist, and as soon as he's the one who has the first instinct to go, like, get the baby out of you. I mean, he's like, you know, you would have expected him to be the pro-life guy.
Our Pats is so cool, and he still takes the Twilight Saga to heart.
Just having gone through basically the exact same journey from day one, I mean, you do become quite possessive of the characters and possessive of the movies, much more so than if it was just one movie and you could deal with the consequence of that and then do a totally different movie afterwards to dissipate it. But this is, you really have to maintain some kind of control over it.
With Robert Pattinson on the Hollywood scene, I'm Jeannie Wolf.